Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Today, not too much has happened. So we're still here, most likely in the yellow wave count. This is the one I'm primarily following. I showed you in the previous video and previous videos the three wave counts that I'm primarily following. With obviously here still this 1-2-1-2-1-2 setup, which has reduced significantly in likelihood. If we make one more low, which I currently expect, I'm going to take that off the chart. Can't do it yet because I know the nature of the crypto world. I've been analyzing this market for crypto market, I think, for around 7 years, and I have seen many reversals out of the blue. I know that when everybody's bearish, they often turn around, and it is simply a potential I want to leave on the chart. It is not, however, what I primarily expect anymore. Okay, so just be aware of that. We should see one more low. That is what the more traditional Elliott Wave perspective would suggest, because it typically would be looking for 5 waves down in a C wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so at the moment we only have 3 waves down. Now, as I just said, cryptocurrencies, also Bitcoin, they sometimes like to turn around a little early. They do that. Now, all the time they do that. Last time we had a similar situation from a structural point of view was in March 2020. Of course, the context was different, but the situation on the chart was very similar, also with regards to the oversold RSI, the relative strength index. Yeah. However, this is still the perspective I have, mainly the yellow wave count, but it's a bit of a wait and see always, don't get too much caught up in, okay, is it this wave count? Is it that wave count? Because we really can only operate in this sea of probabilities. You will never know really, but you need to free yourself from the desire of knowing what wave it is. We have a certain roadmap on the chart. We have the best clarity we can get with the wave count and the structures. There is simply not more clarity you can get, and then it's all about identifying reward and risk trades. Yeah, I can tell you from an analytical point of view that above 27,720, I would assume that a low is in, or I would start to assume. I have to say that I will start to assume that a low is in. Until then, I expect one more low to around 23 to 24K. 23K shows a lot of volume, historical volume, a lot of historical volume around that price, and 24K is the golden ratio, the 61.8 retracement. So somewhere there, I would expect that next wave down to land, and then we need to see, do we see an impulsive reversal or not? Certainly with one more low, we have a corrective structure complete, or let's say a cycle complete here, a 5-wave move down in wave C complete, and then we need to be watching for how it develops structurally to the upside to be able to make the call, okay, is it going to be, is it an unfolding impulse to the upside, which could lead to much further upside, or are we actually dealing just with a corrective rally that will make another low? That's going to be determined in the next rally. Someone asked me, if we break above that 27,720 level, is it going to be confirmed that the low is in? No, it's just sort of a first, you could say a reliable indication that a low is in. There will be tons of other questions, like, for example, is it an impulse to the upside? Is it a diagonal? Or is it still just an extended ABC structure? So it's still only like the first indication, but there needs to be a level that if broken, we can lean more towards the upside. I'm still, bigger picture wise, I'm still leaning bullish at the moment, but of course that can change if support levels break. Short term, I would say, as I have been for the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, I would say I'm still leaning further downside short term, but I'm very much watching for reliable trend reversal signals. Very important. Of course, I'm getting cautious. I explained that in the previous video as well. That's always the case when a support level breaks, which it did with this liquidation event, even though we haven't got any invalidations. Okay, so this 1-2-1-2-1-2 setup is still technically valid. It's just become less likely. However, due to the strength of that sell-off, of course, we have to be a little bit more cautious, but not to the degree that I would turn bearish yet. We are far away from that at this stage, but it can of course happen. there isn't really any bias here. It's all about going with the trend and going with the chart. So because the trend is still down and has been since this July high, we've been focusing on the downside. However, the bigger picture to me reveals still a lot of evidence that we could be going higher. Yeah, I showed you the RSI, for example, yesterday on the daily time frame, and all the probabilities simply suggest that whenever we hit an RSI value like this, typically it's been followed by a rally. The last time we had such a low RSI on the daily was in March 2020. Here I have to say though, even after that low, it took really a long time until Bitcoin could really rally. We had a lot of overlapping and choppy price action here, but it resembled a diagonal, okay? So it could be something similar before it really kicks off. So I'm just saying, you have these sharp declines. It was not the most aggressive reversal, but it gained in momentum later. So I'm just saying it sort of looks a bit similar. But of course, there could be a bit of a more bearish outcome. But, we don't know that yet. So free yourself from the desire of knowing everything and predicting everything. It's not about that. It's about identifying on the shorter time frame, okay, where do we get a reversal? And the levels are very clearly outlined. Another low is expected, 24 to 23K, I think. Below that level, we still have 22K as support, even though I think ideally that next low should be in the region around 24 to 23K. Then I would expect a bounce, and time will tell if it's going to be a corrective one or an impulsive one. If we can see evidence it's corrective, then we're going to look for another low, yeah. And if it's going to be something that gives us clarity about, okay, it's impulsive, then we have a really good case to make that we are heading higher in the third wave. That's what the next rally will reveal to us. So I think very simple to summarize at the moment. I'm still leaning bullish, and short term, however, downside still. And the next rally will reveal if I can continue to lean bullish or if I have to start to lean bearish. I think that is a very, very clear statement and should give you most clarity that there is at the moment in this market. On the way down, I'm accumulating carefully still, yeah, because we could still go down lower. But yeah, carefully, because I don't want to be caught in some massive leverage trades if we haven't got a confirmed low in place and if I cannot set a tight stop loss, which I can't at this stage. So in fact, I think it might even be reasonable to still be focused on the short side, because one more low is expected, at least until we hit like 23 to 24K. And this is also the time where short-term volatility should kick in. Looking at the shorter time frame, as explained previously, a break below that 25,620, 615 level would indicate that the fifth wave down has started. It could have already started, but I cannot confirm it at this stage. If it has already started, it would be an ending diagonal to the downside. But yeah, it will be interesting. I would not rule out a rally deeper in resistance due to the oversold nature on various time frames, like still on the 4-hour chart. But weekend has been quiet as anticipated, so now it's all about waiting for a break of 25,620 to basically give us some confirmation that we're heading down into 24, 23K ranges. Or if we see a break above 27,720, then it could be that the low is already in, but we then need to observe the structure as we go. Yeah, lots of uncertainty in the space. It's always the case when we have a lot of panic in the market, but so far no change to plan at this stage because the weekend was very, very quiet. That's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.